Hi, everybody. We're back. I was informed that I'm talking about the evening, afternoon, and the morning. And I just want to let you guys know that we can talk real estate all day long. So I'm just so happy to be talking about real estate. So I just pick an evening, afternoon, or morning, and we decide.
Raymond is the 24-hour answering service. What's that phone number, Raymond? For
520-904-7711.
All right, so 2 a.m., 3 a.m., you're watching infomercials, thinking real estate, you call Raymond. He'll be there.
You know, the show is on our Facebook page and YouTube. So if you do want to watch it in the afternoon, evening, or the middle of the night, you are free to do so.
There you go.
Yeah, it's available.
I think what we're having today, I kind of love this. We call this a frank conversation about real estate and about what's going on, the state of real estate, the general state of the real estate. Reading real estate is a spot hard to totally decipher what's going on today, but with having a good realtor and a good brokerage is what you need to help you get through these kind of times, I believe.
Yeah, there's so much, it seems, randomness out there. When we list houses and we're still seeing 5 offers in the first week.
Yep.
And then we list houses and
Great houses
at what we think is the right price, and we're seeing some hesitance, and everything is very, very localized. You know, we've had this conversation before about how the outskirts tend to get hit first and kind of, set a precedent for what kind of then spreads into town. But really, our responsibility is to talk to sellers honestly, to the point where that is a code of ethics, and rules question, is agents should always tell the sellers what they need to hear.
Right.
And the bottom line right now, based on just what we've seen for over the past, X number of months / years and all accumulating all of that, is like, my philosophy is always, you're the seller, you get to set the price. But here is all the information that I have, and here's what I would do if it were my house. Now, you decide where you want to list it, and then if we agree to list it and we're all compatible, then you're going to get world-class marketing and all of our effort to get you that price. But, what I ask in return from the sellers is, if you're telling me you want to see what the market is going to tell you, then you have to be willing to listen when the market speaks. I mean, if we're just sitting there 6 weeks from now and nothing is happening, and we know that we have got the house marketed and it's out there and we're holding it open, we're doing everything that we possibly can, and things just aren't happening, then you can't tell me, well, let's see what the market says. Because at that point, the market has spoken. And we have some very, very specific and, dare I say, clever marketing strategies with pricing that then we, kind of implement to generate more interest and more traffic. But we have to be willing to move. And I think sellers need to be aware right now what buyers are looking for. And buyers are feeling strapped already.
I remember my time in the military, going to the academy. They just talk about hearing, and we have to make sure that our clients are not hearing, but that they're actually listening, because listening is active. It means you're paying attention. You can hear a lot of things, but you need to be listening to what we're saying and understanding what we're saying, so we know that you're actively participating in the process. So hearing us is one thing, but listening is really, really important. You have to sit back and do that little thing, active doing.
And I have to say, we went through this just over a year ago with the listing that we had. I think I was more maybe married to the price than the seller, because I ran the comps and I felt like we were really appropriately priced. And as an agent, you have to go that extra step and look at the neighborhood and look at what's selling around you. If nobody is selling and nobody has showings, and there are extenuating circumstances, holidays, rate increases, you might not rush to just drop the price. You may want to look at the overall market and do a little research and decide what the best response is from that seller based on what their needs are.
Well, yeah. And what I would add to that, although I know that panic and worry set in super quickly, but let me say this as clearly as possible. And if nobody ever remembers a word I said on this particular show, but they remember this, I would be super happy, right? This 5 and 10 and 14 days on the market stuff that we are so used to right now is absolutely, positively abnormal.
Right.
Okay. And I'm not saying it's good or bad. I don't know that 20 offers on a house on day one. It's a lucrative market. It's great for sellers. Is it necessarily a super healthy market? I might say no, but we have to understand 5, 10, 15 days on the market, that's not normal.
Right.
Like normal is more like 30, 60, 90, 120 days on the market. Dare I say 6 months and not get run out of town, you know? But we are going to, at some point, trend toward normal. So you're right, Sandra. You know, you don't have to fire sale or do drastic reductions in the first 15, 30 days, unless that's your goal. If you are a seller that needs to be out in 30 days.
I have had the seller who said, I can afford this month's payment. By next month, I don't have the money to make a mortgage on the house that I'm living in for my new job and this house.
Yeah, then
That's
we have to tell them
conversation.
Yeah, then we have to tell them the price point that gets that done.
Right.
And it's a different price point.
And I think that also, you know, if you're a seller, you need to be really honest about that and not be afraid to share that with your agent. Because how can we help you make those decisions and help you, you know, set yourself up to get what you need if we don't know? And so those really good conversations, having the agent that you fully trust and you know that they will understand what your bottom line is and help you get there, that is really important.
Right, that our process is not cookie cutter. They must understand our process is geared towards each individual, what your needs are. We know what your needs are. We will do everything in our power to make sure you get what you want out of that sale. Or when we're going to buy you a house, looking to buy you a house for you, what you need to then try to pay for. It's all about you and what your need. It's not a cookie cutter idea.
Exactly right. It's very well said.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I want to take that. I am done for today. Mic drop.
We lost Raymond.
You know, one other thing that, as we're looking at buyers or sellers, either way, if there's something that sets you apart and makes you more compelling as either the seller, so your home, while it may be comparable to something that's close by, what makes someone choose your home instead of something that's right next door? If they're priced the same, what makes you stand out?
I'm so glad you said that. And what makes them move. And to give credit where credit is due, Steve Harney, nationally renowned speaker, you know, one time I heard him say, you have to price compelling versus competitive. Because you can pull up all the listings and say everybody's sitting at 400, but they're not moving. You price at 400. Yes, you're competitive with the rest of the competition, right? But are you compelling? Are you sitting at a price point where a consumer, where a buyer sees value and is compelled to say, I have to take advantage. I have to jump at this. This is right for me. So compelling versus competitive. And thank you so much, Danielle, for bringing that up and saying it.
Well, and I'll say too, on the buyer side, we've talked about, you know, how we have had situations with lots of offers. We to say the same thing to a buyer. Something has to set you apart.
Yeah.
What makes your offer better?
I don't know. You weren't talking to me? Okay. Hey, we want to thank you for staying with us, and we'll be back in a little bit. You're listening to the I Am Real Estate Show with Danielle Johnson, Ray Smith, and Sandra Johnson. And we're here with our designated broker and CEO of Indy Realty, Don Geisler. So stay tuned.